Hello everyone, I'm Dante.
I am Kurs.
And this is Low Mana. Just over a week ago we released a channel update covering the end of the year and achieving 35k subs. As part of this we promised you an AMA, so here we are. And if you'd like us to do more of these, please let us know in the comment section below, or reach out to us on Twitter. We'll continue to do our best to answer the vast majority of your video specific queries as and when you have them though, so don't worry about that. Question 1. Who are your favourite Overwatch heroes and why? Although probably not what I'd consider my main, or always the most enjoyable all the time, I do have a slight obsession with knocking people off maps, and for this, Lucio is amazing. On top of always being a great pick for essentially any map, lore-wise he's one of the most positive characters in the world of Overwatch, which is something the world surely needs considering current events, as well as being a trait I try to take on board day to day.
It's Roadhog. If you'd asked me this a couple of months back, I'd have said Zarya, but I've fallen a bit in love with the big pig. From working on the Comic Watch for Going Legit, I got the sense of silent intelligence behind him. It's almost a silent Bob to Junkrat's Jay. And even though he's a really nasty piece of work lore-wise, that doesn't stop me from enjoying what he does. I'm not sure if that says anything about me. In-game, hooks and being self-reliant make him my go-to guy, even in a post-Hook 2.0 world.
Question 2. If you could have any hero's abilities, which ones would you have? A lot of the really cool abilities tend to have rather major drawbacks, which you could argue this does too, but the real world applications are crazy. Being able to hack like Sombra opens up so many possibilities in so many aspects of life, both beneficial and dubious. Obviously, we'd use these powers for good, honest.
For me, it's Symmetra's teleporter. This is possibly the world's most boring answer, but I spend far too much of my life driving to and from work. And in every traffic jam, I sit there wondering how much more content I could make if I didn't have to do that. Also, I'd be able to get up much later, which would be bloody lovely. I'm even prepared to zap people with a photon projector to recharge the teleporter if needed. If anyone has a photon projector, please let me know.
Question 3. Who do you main? In general, with role-based games, I tend to focus on the tanking or support roles. This is no different in Overwatch. As a result, I've found myself playing a large amount of Ana and Reinhardt. Rein is always a spot worth filling on payload maps, and Ana is an incredible burst healer, and her utility makes you feel like you're always able to contribute, to make up for the unpredictability of your teammates.
So I mostly main Roadhog and Zenyatta. I've already expressed my love for Roadhog not having to rely on others, so is it odd that I have Zen as my second choice? I dislike being unable to do any damage though, and his burst and ability to pick out targets is what does it for me. On the rare occasion I'm on a team that's already picked sufficient tanks and healers, and believe me, that's a rare occasion, I'll play 76 on McCree, but 90% of the time I'm on Hog or Zen.
Based upon the lore, which heroes do you think are the deadliest? Reaper seems to be, if not exactly immune to death, very close to it. Winston frying him in recall was only a minor inconvenience to him after all, and Lord knows what he did to that mech in Infiltration. In terms of the most dangerous, if not deadliest, it would probably be Sombra. She seems to know the workings of the world far better than anyone else, with a finger on the pulse of every connection strand of information. While not physically the strongest or most robust, this certainly gives her a different kind of edge. Question 5. How old are you? This one is nice and simple. Kurs has recently hit 30, and I'm currently 29, but hitting 30 in time for BlizzCon. Question 6. Which subplots in the lore are you most interested by, and why? There are a lot of things bubbling under the surface, from the more obvious redemption of 76 to the grand conspiracies of Sombra's Web and the second Omnic crisis. However, one topic that I've always been fond of is that of Talon and Reaper's involvement. This is probably one of the longest running theories we've had since the days of closed beta, and we certainly want to cover it in more detail in the nearish future. Essentially, this subplot consists of how we believe Overwatch fell in the first place, the supposed death of Reaper, and his rebirth all the way up to the current position working with Talon. It's barely mentioned at all, and never directly addressed, but the breadcrumbs are there, for a very compelling story.
Currently, the link between Volskaya, Numbani and Doomfist. That is bugging the heck out of me, and has been ever since Sombra's origin video gave us that tantalising glimpse at the conspiracy underpinning the whole of the Overwatch universe. I mean, I could have said that Web, but that would have been cheating, that's like the whole story. We know Katia Volskaya is dealing with Omnics, and we assume it's a tech, but why would the Omnics give them that when they're at war with them? Doomfist, and we assume it's the Scourge, I seem to always assume it's the Scourge, is meant to be a constant threat to Numbani, the city of harmony between humans and Omnics. So where does he fit in and tie these two places that are both ideologically and geographically thousands of miles apart? And how is he involved with Talon? When he does show up as a character, it should plug some huge holes in the Overwatch tapestry.
Question 7. What do you think Junkrat found in the Omnium? To be as sought after as it was, it's either financially very valuable or very powerful. Probably well above his understanding, or more than likely both. So on that thought track, it needs to be known well enough by other Junkers for it to be considered so valuable, and considering the location it was found, almost certainly Omnic based. Everything is still very vague, but we think it's related to the Omnium's core or the God AI. No one really knows much about how Omniums work in general, so pointing at any part of that is hard. But imagine having the power to recreate your own Omnics and drones, sentient or otherwise.
For me, what Junkrat found comes back to the conspiracy. Sorry if I sound obsessed, I'm not really sorry. Like Dan said, we know very little about the Omnium, but we have pretty much no idea whatsoever about what caused them to reactivate after being shut down, and for them to turn against humanity without any warning or reason. I think whatever Junkrat found has to be related to this, and the power of the knowledge is what makes it so valuable. It's just Junkrat's too insane to care.
Question number 8. Can we expect to see you at any events in 2017? In short, yes. We're planning on at least 2 major events this year. Firstly, we'll be heading to Cologne in Germany for Gamescom in August, and for the first time we'll be flying over the pond to BlizzCon in November. If any of you are going to be attending either, be sure to come and say hi. We've got a load of stuff to do before then, so we'll see what we can do to stand out from the crowd. Beyond those 2, we may try and get to some more local events in the UK such as EGX, but that's less certain at this point. Thanks for watching this AMA. We love hearing your feedback and theories, so please keep them coming in the comment section for every vid we make. We've got plenty of lore to cover over the coming months, so you can expect at least a couple of vids a week on this channel, hopefully more, all being well. As always, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that bell to get notifications of when we release a new video. Until next time, I've been Dante.
And I've been Kurs. Thanks for watching.